Oh, good morning. Hello there. Oh, we better start in a seated position together. So go ahead and find your way up. Welcome to a nice, basically wintry morning in Melbourne. Oof. Let's settle into a seated position. Welcome. 60 minutes of Vinyasa. Whew. I say we get a little warm this morning. So let's go ahead and settle into stillness to begin with. We'll just create a nice sort of bedrock of stability to take into the rest of the practice. Make sure the lower back is elevating in the seated position. Take a nice long, very deep breath in. Gentle, releasing breath out. Let your shoulders relax. Eyes, jaw. Start to become aware of sort of the ambience of the room around you. Of course, with the eyes closed, you start to absorb the space around you through your other senses. But also there's a more subtle aspect to it. You can sort of feel, in a sense, the energy of the space. And you're probably in somewhere very familiar like home. So the space should feel nice and safe. But then see if you can start to take your attention inside of the body and become aware of the kind of ambience inside there. An ambience being defined by mood, character, a particular quality. And to a great degree, this practice, this yoga, looks us to create an internal ambience of really kind of positive attributes that you'd like to see in your life. It's like peace or some form of harmonization, an immersion into love or a depth of awareness or insight. But it's requiring your sensitivity, and it's requiring that your attention is here and now. This is where the information that you're looking for is contained, in the here and now. So here, as you're just acknowledging the internal space and the ambience of it, we'll start to utilize the breath in order to make that shift towards some form of positive impact, physiologically, mentally, emotionally, energetically. So as you become aware of your breath at your nostrils, start to let the breath travel down towards the belly button. Let that fill and expand up in towards the chest. And let your exhale start to smooth out and slow down. And from there, starting to generate a conscious cycle of breath. Deeply in, slowly out, but starting to focus more on the texture of it. Bringing a real kind of slow smoothness to the breath. Recently, we've been working a little bit with this Viloma pranayama, and we'll carry on. Here, a nice accessible version of it. We interrupt the inhalation twice. So you inhale for 3 seconds, hold that breath in for 3 seconds, inhale for a further 3 seconds, hold that breath in for 3, and then exhale nice and slow. See if you can just be 50% full of breath at that first pause of 3 seconds. leaving room for the remaining 3 seconds to fill up the lungs. Try not to push it to your full lung capacity, however, just a comfortable fullness. I'll leave you with it for just a couple of rounds. So one more time. In for 3, hold for 3. In for 3, hold for 3. And out nice and slowly. All on you. Keep the texture of the breath nice and smooth. A gentle calmness about going about this breath here. Just a couple rounds on your own. Complete this round with an exhalation. You might observe how just a few rounds of specific specialized breath can make a real impact on your internal ambience. I want to keep our finger on kind of the dial there and continue to shift the ambient kind of character or mood of the internal space towards a little bit more of a place of harmonization or balance. So as you go about your practice this morning, keep a sense of rhythm and depth to your breath where it becomes your first priority and the coordination of the posture becomes the second priority. See if you can go in that order. Keep the emphasis on the breath rolling. And let's shift the attention outwards and come directly into cat-cow. So as you blink open the eyes, roll over the knees and come into tabletop position, all forwards. Hands below the shoulders, hips above the knees. And once you get there, take an inhale to press the belly down, puff the chest forward and look up. And then exhale to arch and round up through your spine. And you carry on just like that. Inhale, press the belly. Exhale to arch. And just, you keep on going with a few more rounds. Nice, gentle, fluid movement. Starting to feel out the motion through the spine. And looking for the same sort of thing we did in the breath, where you're looking for fluidity, a smoothness of texture. Take maybe 1 or 2 more rounds there. And ever so gently coming up into downward facing dog. So tuck the toes and lift the hips. A little bit of movement there, pedaling out the legs. Maybe you sway the hips. You just get a bit of feel for your body through each of these initial postures. You'll notice how each one kind of brings a certain different emphasis to different areas of the body. Think of the movements now as just a means to become aware of particular areas, and certainly now, as you start to walk your hands towards the back of your mat into a forward fold, let your whole upper body just drape forward and down, And just notice how any tension in the back of the legs and the lower back is also sort of felt throughout the entire back chain of the body, through the neck. You start to feel that coming up through the shoulders as well. So observing a sense of connectivity through the body, a sense of influence of one thing to another in the body. And then we sort of extrapolate that out to the breath. We notice how the breath can then feed back into the posture and affect it most positively. We take just 1 or 2 breaths, given that it's slow, deep, rhythmic, and smooth. And then gently roll up your spine all the way through to standing. As you reach the arms up to the top, lift the heels up off the ground. Oh God, my frame's a little low there. We take 1 more big breath, lifting the heels, and then interlace the hands behind the lower back. Roll back the shoulders. Take your time here, still a little bit balancy. Squeeze the thighs. Roll back the shoulders. Move the hands away from the lower back and take 1 more big breath there. And then plant the heels to fold forward. Little bit in the knees as the hands come up and over the head. Stay there in the fold for just a couple of breaths now. Maybe 2 or 3 more. That's a little better. And gently release your hands to the floor as you walk them out into plank position. Shoulders above your wrists. Hold there, nice and rounded through the upper back like an angry cat. Now in this shape, take just 1 more big breath, firming the thighs and the butt, and then lower all the way down through chaturanga until you're flat onto your belly. Hands come off the side of the mat, point the toes, light up the legs. Inhale, lift the chest up off the floor. And exhale takes it straight back down through rolling cobra. So nice wave-like action through the spine. Inhales lift, exhales lower. Maybe 2 or 3 more like that. Nice, easy, gentle spinal movement. Don't push it too far too soon. Spine's obviously very sensitive. We'll take just 1 more round now. Lift and lower. And then send the butt back to the heels into child's pose. And come straight up into downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. And now this time, inhale through to high plank and tap your right knee to your right elbow. Tap it in, step it back to dog. Left knee, left elbow. As you come forward to plank, back to dog. Right knee, right elbow, forward plank. Back to dog. Left knee, left elbow, forward to plank. Back to dog. This time, inhale through to high plank, come forward. And then lower all the way down through chaturanga once again. This time, reach your arms back by pointing, inhale, exhale to lower, 2 more like that. Inhale, chest and arms, exhale, lower. Last one, inhale, up, and exhale, coming down, hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes, either push up through plank or back through child's pose and into dog. As you get there, nice as you walk to the top of your mat. Now, halfway lift to lengthen, catch the hands behind the lower back and fold forward. Little bend in the knees. Now, going the other way that we went at the other end of the mat, gently keep the hands, suck the belly tight and stand up. At the top, lift the heels up. Take 2 more breaths there, rolling back the shoulders. Now, keeping the heels lifted, raise the arms up towards the ceiling, reach up high, and plant the heels to fold forward to come through a flow. So halfway lift, flat back. Step back to plank position, shoulders above wrists. Into half plank, chaturanga. Pull the chest through the arms, up dog. And into downward facing, hips up and back. 1 more breath in dog. And we'll go through a couple rounds of sun salad here. So heels up, knees bent. Look to the front and step to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. Inhale to stand, reach and stretch up, nice and big. Exhale to fold, straight back down towards the ground. Now half lift, flat back. Step back, plank position, and going through your flow 1 more time. Half plank, chaturanga, bend at the elbows. Pull the chest through the arms to upward facing. And exhale to downward facing dog. And taking maybe 2 more breaths there in dog. And heels up, knees bent, look to the front. Walk, step or jump, top of the mat. Half lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. Big toes touch now. Inhale to stand, reach up, stretch up. Exhale to chair. twist to your right and hook your left elbow around the knee. Knees together, sit your butt down. Now, in this shape, really push the right hand down into the left. Take just one more breath here. Now, stick with me on this one. One more breath. Now, as you stand up, pull your right knee in towards your chest, nice and tight, arms right up. Hold for one more breath there. And now as you set the foot down, back into the chair for the twist on the other side. Hook the right elbow around the left knee. Hold there, sitting the butt deep. Left hand into the right. All right, same deal. Stand, left knee to the chest, arms up. Pause at the top, squeezing your right butt cheek for one more big breath. And as the foot comes down, chair pose. Straight through center, no twist. One more breath there. And then fold, hands to the ground. Halfway lift, inhale, it's gonna change. Left foot steps back, runner's lunge. Puff the chest forward, fingertips. And then very gentle straightening of the front leg into pyramid pose. Do this 2 more times. Lunge into the front knee. Exhale, fold and straighten the front leg. Inhale, bend the front knee. Exhale, straighten the front knee. This time, bend it into it and hold. Start to drop the back knee to hover just off the ground. Now squeeze your left butt cheek. Don't let that back knee drop down. Get your chest off your front thigh and come up onto the fingertips. Squeeze the left butt cheek hard here. Now reach your arms straight forward on about a 45-degree angle or what feels like that. And take just one more big breath. Should be a bit of work. And then hands to the ground, drop the back knee to the floor. Straighten through the front leg, half Hanuman. Might like to halfway lift to lengthen out. And then fold back in. Toes lifted on the front foot there. Maybe 2 more generous long breaths. And then lunge into the front knee, the low lunge that is. Bend into the front knee, chest and arms raised up. In this shape, right hand forward, left hand back, take a twist. Still squeezing the left butt cheek. Flip your front palm, reach up and back. So either left hand slides down the thigh, or maybe it comes into a half bind. We'll take maybe 2 more breaths there, lifting the chest up, up, up. Now inhale, both arms up, straighten through the front leg, keeping the chest lifted. And then as you bend back into the front knee, left hand forward, right hand back, twisting the other way. Same deal. Flip the front palm, reach up and back. Maybe a half bind with the right arm now. 2 more big breaths. Hook and twist your left elbow around the front knee. Hands come together. Pick up the back knee to straighten it out. Exhale, lower the back knee down just to graze the mat. Inhale, lift it up, straight and stiff. Exhale, lower down to hover. This time, lift and hold, hands on the ground. Very gently walk them down to the left. Start to straighten your front leg, high Skandasana. Don't drop your butt down. Keep your butt in line with your knee, so there's a big bend in it. Hands can be on the ground here. Front toes lifted, right toes lifted. We take just 1 more breath here. Should be a bit of work for the leggies. Turn to your left. That's the back of the mat. As you get there, left hand raises up, simple twists. And from there, directly into wild thing or side plank. Step your left leg back on top of the right one or behind and outside the mat. As you turn the hips, lift the chest. 2 more generous breaths there. Now in one movement, as you bring the left hand down, scoop your left knee over and then underneath the body to tap your right elbow. Kick the leg up into 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to the nose, pull it in. Shoot the leg back up, tapping the left elbow now. Inhale, back up. Step to a squat, left foot outside left hand, right foot outside the right hand, and sit your butt down. Chest up, hands to prayer. Just 2 more breaths there. Hands on the ground through your flow. Either back through chaturanga or simply back into down dog. Otherwise, up dog, hands down dog, and here we go, other side. Heels up, knees bend, look to the front. Walk, step, or jump, top of your mat. Half lift, inhale. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale to stand all the way up, reach up and stretch up. And then exhale to fold straight back down towards the ground. Now half lift and the right leg steps back. Runner's lunge. Puff the chest forward. There's fingertips. Straightening through the front leg gently into pyramid. Couple more. Lunge into the front knee. Exhale, fold. Keep the back leg stiff and straight. Inhale, lunge. Exhale to fold. This time, lunge. Now drop the back knee to hover just off the ground, but you've got to squeeze your right butt cheek really firm. Get the chest just off your front thigh. So front leg should light up immediately, right? Reach your arms straight out in front of you. Number 11 over the head. Don't let the back knee lift too high. Hold. Squeeze the right butt cheek for one more big breath. Hands on the ground. Drop the back knee. Straighten through the front leg. Half Hanuman. Might have to move it forward a little. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, fold in for a few nice, steady, smooth, influential breaths. One more big breath now. Into low lunge. Bend into the front knee. Chest and arms raise up. Squeeze your right butt cheek on. Left hand forward, right hand back. Take a twist. Flip your front palm. Reach up and back. Reverse. Maybe it's a half bind. 2 more breaths here. Still squeezing the butt. Both arms up. Keep that tension. Right hand forward, left hand back, twist. Flip the front palm now, the right hand up and back, reverse it. Again, still tight through the butt. 2 more breaths. All right, hook and twist. Right elbow around the front knee, hands come together. Once you're there, inhale, lift the back knee up off the floor. Exhale, kiss it back down towards the ground. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, down. This time, lift and hold, pause. Hands to the ground. Walk them down to the right side of your mat and eventually to the original top of the mat. Now turn the back toes out, the right toes. Left toes lift, high skandasana. So hands can be on the ground. So just loading up the right leg quite a lot here. Keep the left toes turned up. So you want to turn the foot out a little bit. You take 2 more big breaths. All right, to the right. Simple twist. Back to the top of the mat. Right hand raises up. Once you're there, either side plank or wild thing directly. Right foot up and over the left. Turn the hips, lift the chest. 2 more breaths. In one movement, right hand down, right knee scoops underneath the body to tap the left elbow. And then 3-leg dog. Right leg up and out. Knee to the nose, pull it in. Back up. To the right elbow, squeeze and touch. Inhale, back up. To the squat. Right foot outside the right hand. Left foot outside left hand. Chest up, hands to prayer. Couple of breaths here. Pulling back the shoulder blades if you can. Hands on the ground. Step or jump back through to chaturanga half plank. Pull the chest through into up dog. And exhale, find downward facing dog. Hips up and back. 1 or 2 more breaths there in dog now. And then heels up, knees bend. Look to the front, walk, step or jump top of the mat. Half lift, inhale. Exhale to fold in. Inhale to stand all the way up. Reach up, stretch up. Now chair twist right. Bend the knees, sink the butt. Twist to the right. Left elbow hooks around the knee. Now look down for stability. Keep the knees together. Lift the left foot up off the ground. Balancing, holding. Breathing there. If this is just a disaster, keep the left big toe just in contact with the ground. So you're balancing. Take 1 more big breath there. Linger as you step your left foot back into twisted lunge. Organize the position. Back leg straight. Front knee above the ankle. 2 more breaths like this. Hands on the ground. Move your left hand further forward for Cleopatra. Turn to your right. Let the knee drop to the side. Reach for the back of the mat. Pulse here twice. Lift the hips with the right hand up and over. Exhale, sink back down. One more like that, up and over. Exhale, back down. This time back to the top of the mat, runner's lunge. Right hand down, turn to the left. 3-leg dog, right leg lifts up and out. Bend the knee, peel the hip open. And exhale to fall and triangle. Right knee to left elbow. Now, if you can, kick the leg out to the left, but keep it off the ground. Left hand up. 1 or 2 more breaths here. And gently, left hand down, right leg up and out. 3-legged to step through. Crescent lunge, chest and arms raised. Ooh. And in this shape, interlace hands behind your lower back. Roll back the shoulders. Now, you might have to shorten up your stance with a little half step in, but straighten through your front leg, not fully, just half, and then start to fold with that big bend in the front knee. Once you've got your balance, get your thigh onto the chest or the chest onto the thigh. Keep that connection and then start to straighten through the front leg, hands lifting up nice and high. Take a few more settled breaths. Here should be a little bouncy, right? Stay with it. Release the hands to the floor. Warrior 2. Spin the back heel down, bend into the front knee, open the arms, straighten through the front leg. Flip the front palm up and back, reverse. And into triangle. Reach as far forward as you can. Right hand down, left hand up. Steady breath here now. Nice and slow, very smooth. 2 or 3 more now. Keep the left glute on your left butt cheek, squeeze it. 1 more. Inhale, standing up, flip the front palm to the ceiling, up and back, reverse. Back through to warrior 2, and then eagle wrap on your arms. Right arm underneath the left one. Heel turn the front foot out, coming towards humble warrior variation. See the back foot, got to turn it in a little bit more. Chest lifts up, and then bow in deeply. Elbows pulling away from the chest, diving towards the floor here. Couple more big breaths. Stay cool, back leg strong. 1 more breath. Hands on the ground, Skandasana at the back. Drop your butt all the way down to your left heel now. Right leg straightens, hands come to prayer. 2 more big breaths there. Sitting heavy into the left heel. 1 more big breath now. Turn to your left, back of the mat. Now, stick with me on this one. Little challenging. So, keeping the chest and butt low, see if you can kick your right leg out in front of you and catch the outside blade of the foot. I'll show you that one more time. As you kick the right leg out, catch the outside blade, and then stand up with it. Doesn't matter if the knee's bent or not, that's all good. Little challenging on the movement. Knee to chest, catch the blade, stand up with it. Hold there. 1 or 2 more breaths as you are. Doesn't matter if this little lifted leg is straight or not. Figure 4. Right ankle, left knee. Sit the butt heavy and low. Tight right ankle though. Really want to pull the toes up towards the knee. Stiff ankle. Hands coming to prayer. Alternatively, interlace behind the back. If you're comfortable with the arm balance and you feel ready for it, go for it. We take maybe 2 or 3 more breaths. One more big breath now. Now keeping the chest fairly low, right? Kind of bowing forward. Hug the right knee in towards your chest and sweep your arms back. Now that should be a little bit of work. Hold, breathe, standing leg bent, and then shoot the right leg back as you set the hands on the ground. Once again, simple twist, finds wild thing. Left foot up and over the right. Turn the hips and lift them. 2 more big breaths there. 1 big step, left foot back between the hands. Skandasana at the other end. Drop your butt towards the right heel. Chest up, hands to prayer. 2 or 3 more breaths like that. All right, here we go. Turn to the right. Now, in one movement, stand up and squeeze your left knee in towards your chest. Woo! Belly in, hands to prayer. Coming toward dancer now, but we're going to tack on warrior 3 to it. So point the knee down. Take the inside of your left foot, hand turns out, right hand up. Squeeze the butt. Now hinge forward. Kick the heel away from the butt, but keep the butt squeezing. Chest up. And in the next 2 breaths, without slingshotting, control into warrior 3. Extend the left leg back. Bow the chest down to a T shape. Back leg straightens. Hands to prayer. 2 more big breaths here. Same way out the way we came in. Left knee to the chest, up and in. Hold for a tick. And then set the foot down. Feet slightly separated. Reach the arms out and up. Exhale to chair. Bend the knees and sink the butt. A little bit of space between the feet. Now lift the heels. Separate the knees and sit your butt down onto the heels. 2 choices. Either bow the chest down, garland, wrap the arms around the shins and cut the back of the heels, squeezing the elbows back and folding in, or please come through crow. Hands on the ground, hips and heels lift up. So you want your butt lifting. Naturally, the chest will have to come down. That's all right. Bend the elbows, take some weight into the fingertips, and then maybe the feet come off the ground for maybe just 1 or 2 more breaths. And as you're ready, please step or jump back into chaturanga, half plank. Bend elbows, pull the chest through, up dog. And the exhale finds downward facing. Oh, I put my heater on too high. I'm schwitzing here. I'll take maybe 1 more breath in that down dog there. All right, heels up, knees bend, look to the front. Walk, step, or jump. Half lift, inhale. Exhale to fold in. Inhale to stand up tall, reach and stretch up. Exhale, chair, twist left. Bend the knees, sink the butt. Twist left, hook the right elbow, sit it heavy. Turn back the left shoulder and take 2 more big breaths there. All right, look down and then lift the right foot. Maybe you're resting on the big toe. That's all good. A little kickstand for yourself. 2 more breaths. We still got work to gently send the right leg back and set the foot down, twisted lunge. Hold there, breathe there, back leg straight. 2 more expansive breaths. All right, hands on the ground. Right hand moves forward. Turn to the left into Cleopatra, reaching for the back of the mat. Pulse twice. Inhale, lift the hips with the left hand up and over. Exhale, back down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. This time, turn back to the top of the mat. Runner's lunge, finds 3-leg dog. Left leg up and out, elbow. Kick the leg out to the side and hold. Breathe, keep it lifted. 1 more. Right hand down, left leg up and out. And step through crescent lunge. Chest and arms raised. Oh, interlace the hands behind the lower back. Roll back the shoulders. Now, in this shape, keep the shoulders back. Right butt cheek squeezing. Start to straighten the front leg just a little. Bow forward. Connect the chest and thigh, or belly and thigh. And then start to straighten through your front leg as you fold in. Fist lifting right up here. Also, try and drop your shoulders away from your ears. They love to creep up. Sink them down. Squeeze them down. Maybe 2 more long breaths there. Stay with it. A little bit of work, no doubt. And gently, hands to the ground. Spin your back heel down. Open the arms, warrior 2. Straighten the front leg. Flip and reverse. Inhale for triangle. So reach as far out as you can. The exhale brings you down into it. Left hand down, right hand up. Nice long breaths there. Start to turn the chest a little up towards the ceiling here. Keeping the belly sucking in. 2 more breaths to go from there. Inhale, stand, flip the front palm for the ceiling, up and back, reverse. All right, back through to warrior 2. Now, eagle wrap, left arm underneath the right one. Got to make some space on the feet. Don't leave your feet where they are. Heel to the front foot out. Turn the back toes in. So the back hip turns forward. Chest lifts up. Bow deeply, bow deeply. Chest coming down.
Arms move away from the chest. Couple more breaths here. Keep the back thigh squeezing. Stay with it. One more big breath now. Hands on the ground. Skandasana at the other end. Drop your butt to your right heel, back to the mat. Chest up, hands to prayer. Hello. One more big breath there. And turn to the back of the mat. To the right. Now, we'll give this little thing a go. So keep the chest low. And as you bring your back knee, your left knee, in towards your chest, try and catch the outside blade. And then stand up with the legs. Leg. Right hand up. Doesn't matter how bent that lifted leg is. Keep the chest lifting. Keep the standing leg straightening. 2 more big breaths as is. Figure 4. Left ankle, right knee. Booty sits down. Hands coming to prayer. Maybe you interlace hands behind the lower back. Maybe it's the arm balance. Can't stress this aspect enough. Squeeze your toes up towards the knee so ankle feels stiff and tight. Steady breath now. 2 or 3 more. All right, from there, now keep the chest down. Pull your left knee in towards your chest, heel to butt. So off the figure 4, hands to prayer. Stay squatted, curled up into a little ball here for 1 more breath. And then shoot the left leg back, hands on the ground. Simple twist, right hand up and directly into wild thing. Right foot up and over the left. Turn the hips, lift the chest. 2 more breaths. And in one movement, right foot steps between your hands. Skandasana at the other end of the mat. Drop your butt towards your left heel. Original top. 2 more breaths there. Turn to the left. Runner's lunge. To find one motion, one movement. Right knee to the chest as you stand up and squeeze. Woo. Take the inside of the foot. Squeeze your right butt cheek, left hand up. Hinge forward, kick. Oh. If you're playing my playlist, it's the perfect timing. The tracks to suit this posture is on. We take one more big breath. And then without slingshotting the foot, warrior 3, kick it out the back. Hands to prayer, belly sucks in, nice and tight. 2 more, nice long breaths there. Same way out the way we came in, knee to the chest, up and in, squeeze the belly in tight. Foot to the ground, raise the arms up, a little bit of space between the feet. Chair, bend the knees, sink the butt. Heels lift up, knees separate, butt drops down. Garland, drop the chest. Reach the arms around the shins and pull the chest out. If it's crow, let it go. Hands on the ground. Knees in towards the upper arms as high as you can get them. Body weight's got to shift forward. Fingers, take some weight. Heels come up maybe. 1 or 2 more breaths wherever you're at. And straight through a flow. Please step or jump back. Chaturanga to up dog to down dog. From that down dog, we move straight up. Lizard lunge. Right foot steps outside your right hand. Sink the back knee down. Let the front knee fall out to the side. Vinyasa is welcome here. But this is more than enough, I reckon, for now. Sinking the chest. Front knee falls out to the side, so you really open the front foot up a little bit like a book. And then sink in. Let the breath move down into the belly. Soften the shoulders as much as you can. Maybe twisted monkey here. You bend the back knee. Reach for the back foot with the right hand. That'll be the right hand. Just 2 or 3 more breaths here now, not so long. All right, gently release the back foot, 2 hands to the ground, and then 3-leg dog. Possibility for a flip dog there, certainly don't have to. Otherwise, right leg up and out. Bend the knee, peel the hip open. Nice and open. And then through to half pigeon. But you might use a block today underneath your right butt cheek, plonking the butt onto the ground. Now, option for mermaid here. So certainly, if you're a little smoked, you've had enough, walk the hands out, drop the chest down. If it feels intelligent and available to you, bend the back knee and reach back with the left hand, keeping the chest lifted. Now, you really want your base, your butt, heavy on something. So you're not really leaning forward here too much. Chest is lifted. If it's hard to lift the chest and get the butt down, leave it out. Stay with pigeon for a little bit. Let it come. Otherwise, grab the back foot. Foot slides into the elbow. And the crease of the elbow, right hand comes up. You test out that position, noticing you can stay stable without using the hands. And then maybe the right elbow bends to interlock fingers. We'll take maybe 3 or 4 more breaths there in mermaid if you're taking it. And we'll all come down into pigeon for maybe just 5 more breaths. Draping the chest out and down. For those of you that are in mermaid, if you have the opportunity, maybe the front heel moves a little further forward so it starts to line up more with the knee. All the same, chest comes down, relax the jaw. Only just 3 more breaths here. All right, chest lifts up. Now get rid of any props that you might have. We're coming towards seated twist here with a little bit of a different entry. So go ahead and slide the back knee in behind the front one. Sit your butt down and hopefully the right leg is landed on top. From there, sit your butt down or the sitting bones down, right knee points up. Now right hand behind the lower back. Get the belly lifted, the lower back and belly lifted, left hand up. Exhale, hook to twist. Really turn back the right shoulder, but as you're doing this, sit your right butt cheek down. For some of us, just hugging with the forearm on that knee is nice as well. Sometimes we hold a little bit of tension through that glute region on the outside. Sometimes, probably like all of us, right? But still, lower back lifts and sitting bone drops down. We'll take maybe 2 more breaths there. Alrighty, back through this. Left hand behind the hip. Lift the hips up, rocking up onto the shin. Open the chest. Lean back on it for 1 more big breath. And sit the butt down. Coming directly towards a side bend. So right hand inside the leg, inside the straight leg. Left hand up. Lean back on it. And then reach over for the toes. Keeping a sense of arc through your side body. So not trying to collapse the chest down towards the thigh, but keeping almost a sense of lift through the rib cage as the collarbones go out towards the foot. Extension through the spine, but left butt cheek down. Maybe just 2 more rib cage expanding breaths here. Alrighty, lift back up. So from there, you should be able to swing your right leg back. You're kind of in the pigeon, but then hands on the ground. Left leg lifts up and out. Bend the knee, peel the hip. If you want to take a flow, take a flow. Otherwise, we can just step straight to lizard. Left foot outside the left hand. Drop the back knee, and then settle into it. Front knee falling out. Maybe the back knee moves a little further back. Then all the emphasis comes to the upper body to soften down, relaxing a little. Just a few more, maybe, well, not a few, maybe 5, 6, 7 more breaths here. If you wanted to grab the back foot, now's a great time for twisted monkey. If you are taking that twisted monkey, certainly peel back your left shoulder and notice how that throws a bit of weight over to the right. So you need to compensate for that and send a little bit more weight over to the left, sinking into the left hip a bit. yet the shoulder rolls back, and it should come on quite strong at the front of your right hip there. Just 2 more breaths now, belly breaths. Hands on the ground. 3-leg dog with an option for a flip dog there. Otherwise, just a breath with the knee open and up into half pigeon. Shin up behind the wrists. If you are going to take a mermaid, I really suggest a block underneath the thigh. Very rare we can get the hips grounded properly without the block there. It takes quite some time. So chest up, back knee bends. Maybe you're taking the foot to slide into the elbow, but generally trying to keep the chest lifted and the butt down. There's a contrast there. Seat heavy, chest up. Maybe the left hand raises up to interlock the fingers. I'm not going to take it this side. Breathe into the belly. Nice and long. Stable breath. Stable breath. And if you've had enough of mermaid, let's bring it down into pigeon for maybe 5-6 breaths or something. Again, jaw softens, shoulders soften. One more generous breath here in pigeon now. Chest lifts. Get rid of the blocks. Back knee slides in for that seated twist. Back knee slides in. Sit the butt down. Left knee points up now. And then, so make sure the lower back lifts first. Belly lifts, and you might even start to turn a little so the belly comes a bit closer to the thigh into the twist. And then left hand behind the lower back, right hand up. And then isolate the rest of the twist towards the upper spine. So no need to turn your hips or your belly more. Just that left shoulder tilts back. And in fact, your left butt cheek tries to sink down, but nice and high through the lower back. Slow exhale, not forced. Alrighty. Back through the center and kick your left leg out to the side. Stargaze up, right hand behind the leg, and then lift the hips up, rocking up onto the shin. Squeeze the butt here, open and reach back, back, back. And release. Coming towards a side bend, so left hand inside the left leg, or the elbow even. Right hand up, gotta lean back first. Almost a sense of lift with the chest for a second, and then over towards the foot. Leaning back, breathing expansively into the ribs. Right butt cheek sitting down heavy. One more big breath here now. Inhale, chest lifts up. If you wanted to take a flow, take a flow. We're going to end back up here on the butt anyway. So as you're ready, extend your legs straight out in front of you. 2 straight legs, firm thighs, toes lifted or feet lifted. Chest lifts, arms lift like a capital L shape. And then folding deeply forward into Paschimottanasana. You might then grab the outer blades of the feet if they're accessible, but that's not the point of the shape. You're not trying to get your hands to your feet. You're trying to extend your lower back. So pretty rounded at the moment, as you might notice. See if you can get that little bit of lift. Straighten out the lower back a little bit. So it feels like, for me, the belly pushes forward. That's a good. Example, belly pushes forward. And then from there, once you get that sort of lift, then the upper back might round a little bit. That might be okay. But keep that sense of push of the belly out over the thighs. It's a very subtle adjust. And then nice and soft through the eyes and the jaw. Soft shoulders, especially when we're reaching for the feet. Just soften into it a little. Again, the move of these postures becomes absolutely critical. No need to push and strain. Stay with a sense of closeness to the body, a sense of intimacy here. Just 3 more expansive breaths. All right, inhale. Chest lifts up, nice and slow. Roll straight down into your back. Might catch the knees on the way down there, but as you land, take the feet onto the ground and just drop the knees from side to side. Let the lower back loosen up for a sec. So 2 rounds of bridge pose. Go gentle on the first one. If you feel fine with wheel, you might throw it in on the first round, but maybe consider it for the second round. But here, feet on the ground, tilt the tailbone up off the ground. As you tilt the tailbone up, let that suck the belly in. So nothing's off the ground except your lower back, like your sacrum, around the butt area. From there, keep the belly tight, squeeze the butt, and then if you can, keep both of that tension, butt and belly, and start to bridge up. It might not feel like the deepest bridge, but it's a strong one, right? Nice and firm through the lower body. Should feel really strong through your lower back like this, rather than just sort of releasing some tension and throwing it up into the biggest sort of bridge bend you can do. Make it a tight one. So belly in, butt on. 2 more breaths, just like that. And release. Drop the knees from side to side, left to right. All right, same deal. As you tilt the tailbone up, suck the belly in, and then butt squeezes to lift up the rest of the way. If it's wheel, hands next to the ears. Keep the belly in as you bridge, kick into the ears. Press the chest up and back, or stay in that bridge and breathe for about 3 more smooth, long breaths here. And release. Hips coming down nice and slow. Again, knees side to side, left to right. Now if you've got a block, you might just throw it underneath the lower back and lift the legs up towards the ceiling. But any other inversion is welcome. This is really my suggestion for today. It's just such a wonderfully beautiful inversion. See if you can really back off any demand that you have on the body. If you're purposefully doing something, you want to hit headstand or shoulder stand or something like that, go for it. But notice this as being enough of an inversion. Let it be a practice of shifting mood, of a shift of quality of mind, of quality of energy, rather than how much you can possibly achieve with your body. How much can you possibly achieve with fortifying a sense of character, a strength of will, a true representation of nurturing the body? Notice that the time to push it or sort of expand it through resilience is kind of over. Chill out here and take maybe 5 more breaths. And release, nice and gently. You might directly come into happy baby and get rid of any props that you might have. And then from there, pretty much just finishing up your practice, how you see fit. If you've been in something like plow or shoulder stand, fish or another wheel might feel good after a little pause. But maybe a twist would feel nice. My body feels cooked, so I'm going to leave it there. But finish off as you feel fit, and we'll come down into Shavasana. I'll be guiding you through Shavasana. But get comfy. Get really comfy. Alrighty, once you are laying completely flat, take a moment to take a nice long deep breath in with a very gentle sort of releasing breath out. Start to become just more intimately aware of the resting body. Really get to know the sensation of rest. Not the sensation of, enforced rest, but a choice to rest. Observe the sensation of choosing to be gentle. Notice how the practice has a certain way of changing the mood and ambience of the internal space. And as you shift the internal space, it becomes somewhat projected on the external space, the space around you, the world at large. Let yourself just rest in that feeling of stillness.
Let's gently start to deepen the breath. Take time to externalize the mind and not rush moving and awakening. But as soon as you're ready, no delay either. Start to wriggle the body, stretch. Coming up to the seat. And as we arrive in that seat, we bring the hands to prayer at heart center. Take a moment there just to acknowledge the practice, reflect upon it, document it. It's always good to just see any impact or effects that's taken place and really reinforce that as something to motivate you for the next time you come to practice. To bring yourself closer into the practice as often as you possibly can, knowing that it has a positive effect, a balancing, harmonizing impact. And with that, we humbly bow the head and say to each other, Namaste. Such a pleasure. Enjoy the rain. I really enjoyed it with this practice. I'll see you tomorrow maybe. Level 3. That's good fun. If you haven't done it, give it a go, you know. It's maybe not as hard as you think, and especially being at home, just have a laugh if it's something completely new. Certainly a challenge though. Look forward to seeing you virtually and in real life at some point. Namaste. Have a lovely day. Woo. Oh yes. Water. Some coffee. Here's some scrambled eggs. Avocado mash. Meredith, maybe? Meredith Gates Fiddle.